What's going on, everybody? Today I want to have a serious conversation with you all about the newest set of challenges issued in the game, the newest Karina's challenges that were created by fellow content creators Lagacy, Karate Mike, and Fintech. These challenges include going into Act 7 to defeat 2 Kang bosses using only a 5-star Stark Spidey, going into the Grandmaster's Gauntlet not once but twice, the first time with a set of Avengers, and the second time using only Baron Zemo. And then going into Eternity of Pain, once again, not once but twice, the first time using only Mojo, and the second time using only Tigra and Jabari Panther. Now, these challenges have received quite a high amount of negative feedback for very valid reasons. I'm going to go through them now. The first is that when looking at the rewards for these challenges, you see shards and ways to essentially expand your roster. However, there's no rank up resources, and when considering the champions that you have to use for these challenges, some people have some of these champions ranked up, but a lot of people either don't have any of these champs ranked up, myself included, or have a very small number of these champs ranked up, like maybe you're a Tigra player or a Zemo player, or maybe you're an old school player in the Blade era of the game and you've got a 5-star Stark Spidey ranked up. That would be me, but I don't have any of these other champions ranked currently. And after, completing these challenges, I wouldn't get any of the catalysts that I invested back. The second reason that there's been a lot of negative feedback is that the challenge is, challenging. There's a few different types of challenge. There is the type of challenge where, think back to like Summer of Pain, Eternity of Pain, even Winter of Woe currently, where you can kind of take a lot of swings at something until you finally hit. You can try again and again at a single fight. It's not a string of fights that you have to put together. It's just one fight, and you can play it until you master it. Now, today, that's not exactly true with Winter of Woe costing 10 energy, but sometimes players will prefer that type of challenge over, the kind of trial by fire situations that we can find ourselves in when going through, let's say, Necropolis, and halfway in, you hit an absolute wall of a fight that you just have to revive fest your way through. And that's, some what this challenge is. It's a bit of both, but it is going to require the use of revives, and some players, understandably so, do not like that. The third reason is that players at the moment have been hit with already a high number of difficult challenges. There was just the Necropolis, and while some players are through it, not everyone is. I still have 2 paths left. Winter of Woe is an ongoing thing now where, again, it's 10 energy per move. So even though it's a very challenging fight, and historically these fights have always been challenging, it's been made much more challenging or resource intensive, at least, in order to get through. You're either, blasting energy refills or pumping revives into it, and either way, it's a bit rough. So, perhaps there's just a bit too much for the top end of the player base at the moment. The fourth and final reason that I will bring up is that it can feel a little bit like friendly fire, that these challenges were created by, fellow content creators or just fellow members of the community, the player base, essentially. Whereas in the past, any challenges made by Kabam, it was kind of an us versus them scenario where, I've always seen Kabam as a bit of a lightning rod for hate. The best thing that Kabam could ever do to bring a community together is to have people hate them. Think about other types of games and just other gaming communities and how toxic they can be. The classic Call of Duty example on Xbox Live where you got a 12-year-old just using words that they don't even understand, talking about your mom or whatever, right? Like, that's kind of maybe not the standard, but something that you expect in gaming communities. Whereas, for the most part, in MCOC, dude, this is such an amazing community. Where it's because any of that hate, it gets projected onto Kabam. But now this feels a bit like friendly fire when it's not Kabam that's inflicting, pain and suffering on players. It's other players doing that. So, all of these reasons I think are totally valid to not like this particular challenge. And I'm saying this to say that your criticisms are valid. I hear you. I see you. You are seen. Now, I hope that you can understand my perspective and see me. I've been looking forward to challenge in this game for a long time. And time again, Kabam has failed to deliver. And in the past, I've always said things like, yeah, I really dislike the nerfs to Act 7, to Act 8, but I understand it's better for the game overall, it's better for the community, but I don't like it. I fall asleep during that content. Not because it's too easy, but because it's uninteresting. There's nothing there for me to do. I'm already ranked. I don't have to rank up champs for the most part. I'm already going in with champs that are ranked up. There's no thought process ahead of time. It's just a few fights and a boss. Every single path looks the same. It's a joke. And it's fine that it is that way because I still stand by what I said. It's probably better for the game overall, better for the community, but my brain turns off. There's been times where I've been clearing that content and I actually just think about closing out of the app and ending the stream because it's just, like I said, I don't even have to activate any brain waves to go through it. It's the same thing that I've been doing time and time again. Now, this content is already making me think in ways that I haven't thought about in a long time. Part of the reason is because I am going to dislike actually going through the content itself. But it's the process leading up to that. It's that sort of pain that I would endure going through the challenge itself that I'm trying to avoid, which is suddenly making everything fire on all cylinders, where I'm thinking, how do I get resources? How do I get every possible edge I can possibly get my hands on to get through this content? Because I do want these rewards. I actually thought the rewards were garbage at first, but now I think they're incredible. You see, looking at the 7-star shards, I'm like, oh, wow, good. Some 7-star shards, neat. And some emotes. I mean, that's cool, but like, whatever. This is a steep challenge to be just giving out that stuff. And then I didn't realize that there was a reward up here as well, that you get 2 of these selectors for 2 exclusive 7-stars. So even if this costs 100 revives to go through at their standard value, that would be like 4,000 units for 2 exclusive 7-stars. That's the equivalent of buying 20 of the Paragon crystals and getting 2 exclusive 7-stars out of them. That'd be the greatest opening of all time. Maybe not greatest of all time, but like, that's a damn good opening for 4,000 units, But I'm trying my best to not have to pay that 4,000 units. And I will be ranking up as many champs as I possibly can, including champs that I don't really want to play. I didn't really want to ever play Jabari, Tigra. I know Tigra is an extremely powerful champion in the right hands, but honestly, she's a difficult champion to master. And I just didn't want to put the time in to figure out the best ways to use Tigra. I can watch someone play Tigra, but it's totally different when playing the champion, knowing the spacing so that you can use as many heavy attacks as possible and things like that. But as I sit here staring down this challenge, and I look at my resources in the overflow right now that are about to expire, they're about to expire, one, because I procrastinate like always, but they're also about to expire because I'm sitting here trying to think, do I use these on Tigra and become a Tigra player, at least for the sake of this challenge? Or do I go through just with a slightly underranked Tigra and suffer that little bit more pain going through the challenge? Or do I, like, is now the time? Is this what I've been waiting for, to actually learn something new in this game? When I first downloaded this game, I looked at certain areas and thought they were actually impossible. Um, this is before finding any YouTube videos or any other online communities or anything like that. Just popping into Realm of Legends when every other area of the game is like, oh, recommended team 10,000 or something like that. And that was like the hardest stuff at the time. It's like Act 4 or something. And then you pop in here and it just says Beyond Hope, 10 million recommended team. And I'm like, yeah, this is impossible. And I played it and it was impossible until it wasn't. I needed some challenge to make me think like, okay, there's something that I'm working towards here. So much of this game is just, it's been on autopilot. It's been just completable automatically. Even Necropolis. I think Necropolis is great. I think the fights in Necropolis, I would probably enjoy those more so than the actual challenges issued here. But the preamble to Necropolis didn't exist. I already had Aegon ranked up from the last challenge that came out years ago. The preamble to Necropolis was to farm revives out of content automatically when I'm not even looking at my phone. What the hell is that? Am I even playing a game? Like, I think Necropolis is 9 out of 10 content. The only reason for the point deduction is because of that. I think that's really boring. So now I'm looking forward to ranking up champs that I did not invest in. I have none of these champs ranked up. Absolutely none of them. I can go through and show it, but I already did on stream. The only one that I have ranked up is Stark Spidey. And even him, I don't have Ascension Dust for him right now, and I'm going to wait on it. Dude, I've been looking forward to the day where I can't do content on day one for so long. And I mean, like, actually can't do it, because even though I haven't done all of Necropolis, still 2 paths to go, I could have done it. Instead, I found myself bored and I took a challenge that honestly, I hated the challenge with the ducks. That was not good. That was not a good challenge. I thought it was going to be pretty good. Turns out it was terrible. And I still need to make a video blasting Kabam Crash for even throwing down that challenge. You son of a... You know you did, man. You know exactly what you did. You monster. But this challenge, like, I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to going through incursions, trying to open up an incursion crystal in hopes that I dupe my mojo as soon as I get more of the artifacts, which there's an event going on right now for it. I'm in the freaking loyalty store. Whoops. But yeah, I need to get more artifacts so that I can try to do that to make the challenge a lot easier. I need to do whatever I can to get even more Ascension Dust to ascend Tigra, maybe Zemo. I don't know. Maybe, because then there's the other possibility of like, okay, should I even rank up? Should I even invest in my 6-star champions, or should I just like rank up the 5-star versions and ascend them and just kind of slow play that and get the really cheap resources out of the glory store, because ranking up 5 stars costs like nothing. Look at the cost of tier 4 basics, tier 5 basics. This stuff is a joke. It might as well be free. So ranking up those champs would be, super cost effective, and then save the actual 6-star resources for other champs that I can, utilize better in battlegrounds or something like that. I don't know. It just feels like the path to this challenge, for me, that's the fun part. Going through the challenge itself, I'll probably be whining a bit. I'll probably be crying a bit. I imagine there's going to be parts of it that I'm like, dude, I hate this fight. And it is going to cost me, 15 revives or whatever it takes to get through there. But it's the build up that's always the fun part for me. I played Super Smash Bros. I'm not even that into like fighting games in particular. I don't know how I've enjoyed this one as much as I have. I guess because it is the part outside of the fight that I enjoy. Because Super Smash Bros. for Switch When that game came out, I played it over the holidays nonstop, you know, trying to unlock all the characters and everything. And as soon as I did that, the game was over for me. The fighting part in that game, I didn't really care about that much. It was collecting everything. It was getting a roster, even though it's different in that game, right? Everyone plays those champs, but it was just unlocking all that stuff. I had so much fun, dude. I couldn't put the game down. But then once I had it all, it was over. That was it. And yeah, in some ways, that's kind of how, like, I just lose motivation in MCOC when, again, Necropolis comes out. And I already ranked up the champ 3 years ago that I needed to get through Necropolis. That's boring. There's no... I understand. I totally understand that some players, again, the vast majority actually, do not like these challenges. And again, I don't... You know, I'm trying to restrain myself from even using words like boring because it can sound insulting to something that other players enjoy. And I don't want to come off that way because, again, your opinion on it is totally valid. I right now think that there is a little bit too much challenge in the game. I really don't like Bullseye as an addition to this game. I honestly think he does more harm to this game than good. The Winter of Woe energy cost hike, I think that's silly. I really hope to see a change there. I don't know if we will. But when it comes to these challenges, damn, dude, I miss it. Because this is how the game was when I first downloaded it. This is how the game was going through and ranking up champs for Legends runs. This is what Legends runs could have evolved into more as time went on, where the nodes did become a little bit more niche, and you didn't just need to rank up one champion here or there, but like, you know, when I was ranking up Ronin for like the 5.4 Legends run, or when I was going to rank up like Bishop for certain fights, even though that's when the Legends run died. Like, dude, I love this part of the game. So yeah, I'm grateful for seeing these challenges. And I think that's kind of all I wanted to say. I'm pumped to go through different areas of the game and try to extract as many resources as possible. And I'm sure it's still going to cost a hefty number of revives, but at the end of the day, to get 2 unique 7 stars, I would do it 100 times over. Because I definitely want 2 of these, and I'm not even sure which 2. I might double up on Stark Spidey. I might take 1 of each of the Spideys. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. But to me, this is kind of what makes MCOC outside of the community, because the community far and away is what makes the game so good. But secondary to that, it's facing a challenge that you're not ready for. And I mean that in every sense of the word. Like, I'm actually going to have to learn how to play Tigra. And do I want to ascend her? Well, I've got 19 minutes to figure it out. I don't know. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.